Hello, hello there. I am Lisa Fulford coming to you from Indiana. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the US, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel and to my studio. Today we are working on our countdown to Halloween, and I think I'm on the 5th box. And so I've been having a lot of fun coming up with different treat boxes and also letting you know what treats will fit in it and things like that. And so I love making those type of things. I like 3D projects, and I also like fun-filled cards and things like that. So let's get started with this box because it's a lot of fun, but it's pretty easy. So let's change the direction of the camera and get started. There we go. So this is the box that we are going to make. It is so cute, and it has an interior size, let me see, has an interior box dimension of 3 inches by high by 2 inches wide. Let's see, 3 inches high, 2 inches wide, and 1 inch deep. Now, I got this pattern from the Paper Pixie. I love her stuff that she has. And I think hers fit a Rice Krispie treat, a mini one. I have these, and I'm pretty certain that I think I can get that in there. Yeah. And then I am doing mine. I have a different treat box for the Rice Krispie treats, but I'm using the Fruit by the Foot mini feet. So I thought these were a lot of fun, and it's not a very big piece in there, but it's got quite a bit of air, so they will fit in there. I have one inside this box. I just don't want to open it, and well, I guess I could. I can fix that again, maybe. It's not tied, it's just pushed through there, and then you open this up, pull those around, and there is my other mini Fruit by the Foot. So I'm going to turn that around on its side if I can in there. There we go. That'll make it a little bit easier to go in there. And so I just kind of work its way down in there, close those up, bring this together, and then I put this back through. At least I hope that I do. So I fold it in half and then pinch it in half again. And then hopefully it goes right through that opening. Tell you what, I have my scoring. Oops, didn't mean to turn the light on. I have my scoring thing here, the narrow part. Oh, good golly, now that I took that out, I don't know if I'll get it back through there. Surely to goodness I will. There we go. I got it. I just wasn't prepared to have to do that, I guess. And you just tuck those back through there. And you can start out with a longer piece. I think that's why it would be easier to handle than the shorter pieces, but we'll get it through there. And you're determined. You can do just about anything. There we go. And just tighten that down by wiggling back and forth. And then you've got your little tails. There we go. I got it through there. All right, so that is our treat box. So I'll set that right over there. I'll turn this like that. And this is the treat we're going to put in. I'll move that up there. We're going to use, this is my little template to go off of. Yeah, I just did not trust myself to remember. So I have my little bits and pieces here, but we will start with the cardstock itself. So I'm going to put the template right there. This looks blue, but it is purple. I do not know if I can change. The wrong one. I don't know if I can change like the color of it. But it is a gorgeous grape. It is not. I don't know. I have that as a really soft white or light now, but it usually picks up there. You can see the grape instead of it being blue. See how the difference that how this looks like a blueberry bushel, but in the light it's grape. I do not know why, but it's definitely, now it's a little bit more purple, the light off, but I need the light to be able to see. Here, let's go to that first one there. That looks more purple. See about this one there. Much better. It looks a little bit more purple, but on there it was like looking like blueberry bushels. So sorry about that. I was a little confused whenever I see it, and I had to check it. All right, so I want to set this off to the side. So I have a pattern to go by. I have my score. Oops. Scoreboard here. So we're going to put our cardstock in, and it is 6.5 by 5.5. So 6.5, 5.5. That is correct. And on the on the long side, right here at the 6.5, we are going to score at 2 inches. Yeah. Okay, so at 2 inches, like that. And then we want 3 inches, like that. And then we want 5 inches, like that. And then we want 6 inches. So we have 2, 3, 5, and 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. And then we are going to rotate clockwise. So we want the little tab at the bottom and the bigger at the top. So go this way. And then we want to do, I believe, 1 inch. Let's see, let me make certain. Yeah, at 1 inch, like that. Then we want at 4 inches. Let's see, like that. Now this next score line is a little bit different. So on this, we are going to do 4.5, but only between these 2-inch sections here. So 4.5 to that score line and stop. We're going to lift up and we're going to come back down here to that score line and stop. So we have it here and here, not on these other tabs. Okay, so 1 inch, 4 inch, and at the 1/2 inch, we're only doing the large tabs. We're going to leave all these other ones blank. We're not going to score on those. All right, so now we have that. And let's see, let's grab this out of the way. I hope you have been following along with this countdown to Halloween, and that you've seen the boxes 1 through 4. And if you haven't, go check those out on the playlist, and it's the Countdown to Halloween 2025. All right, so we are going to cut up on each of these score lines. So here, 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 and we're going to cut there. So I'm going to come over here on this score line here. That score line. Then we're going to cut a little, well, little wedge out to the where the score lines crisscross. Then we're going to cut on that score line. We're going to cut a little wedge out there. So on these little tabs here at the bottom, we're going to wedge those out. And then here we are going to cut on this score line. Take that little wedge out. And then over here, we're just going to take the wedge out to that crisscross, like that. Then we're going to turn it clockwise. And then we're going to take the wedge out of this longer tab because we're cutting that one away. So this longer tab, we're going to wedge towards where we just cut, like that. So we are taking a little chunk out of there. And so this one's wedged and that one's wedged. Okay, so far, it looks like the pattern. All right. Then we're going to turn it around. Turn that one around. And then we're going to do about the same here that we did down there. And we are going to wedge the smaller tab right here. We're going to turn back counterclockwise, and then we're going to wedge this tab here going towards that corner. Like that. And then we're taking that away. Whoops, that away. All right. Then we're going to come back. We are going to cut on the score line. Cut on this score line. Cut on that score line. There we go. And we're going down. This one here's to the first score line. Well, actually, the second one, because this is 1 and that's 2. Then here is also the second line. So you want to leave these 2 tabs and these 2 tabs that are free. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold on all of these score lines and we're going to burnish. So where is my bone folder? There it is. We need to fold on all of these and we're going to burnish, and then we're going to do something else with those tabs. You want to make certain it's straight and burnish. Straight and burnish. And burnish. I'm going to take, now I'm going to fold them all up at once. I don't do each individual ones. You can if you want, but I don't. It saves me time. Just go right down. I just hold them all down and go right down all of those tabs. Okay? Now this one here, we're going to do the same. You can fold them all down. Make certain they're all straight. And we're going to go down that way. And then when these are folded back, we're going to take these little tabs and we're going to bring them forward. Like that. Oh, here it is. And then bring in your paper cutter. And I'm going to put this up against that top edge. And right here on this outside area, I'm going to cut at 3/4 of an inch. These tabs. So whoops, I think it was maybe only a 1/2 inch. But that's okay. It won't matter. I don't think it'll matter. All right, so that's what we have there. You just need to cut some of it away, and you could do it freehand if you want to Okay, so now that those are cut shorter, we're going to wedge them. The reason why you do it on the paper cutter is that this is the top of the box, and so it just makes it look nicer. Might have been nice if I didn't cut quite so much off, but you don't cut any more than 3/4. But next, I would say cut a 1/2 inch off. Let's see. Yeah, I think maybe a 1/2 inch maybe would be, or even 1/4. You could do 1/4, but I would not do, we'll see if it works. And then we can go from there and say whether or not it works. All right, so when you put it together, right, like this is the front of the box. So we are going to open this up. So I'm going to take a pencil because we're going to cover the front. And I'm going to put an F right there so I know that's the front. And I'm going to open this up. And then I'm going to bring in all of my other pieces. So I'll move my pattern out of the way. And these are my bits and pieces for my treat box, for my fruit by the foot. So this is just a piece of scrap that I am using to stamp the word spooky on. These are scrap pieces to put behind my haunted house, and that is one of the dies from the Spooky Halloween bundle. There's Sweet Halloween paper, I believe, and then Spooky Halloween or Spooky Sweet paper, and then Spooky Halloween DSPs or bundle, right? And then we have 2 pieces of DSP, and these are, let's see, let me measure because I don't remember. This piece is 1 7/8 by 2 7/8, and both of those are that. That's what I was thinking. And then my, I believe this one is Granny Apple Green, and it is 1 3/4, I believe, by 2 3/4. Let's see. Let me double check. I don't have my glasses on, so. Oh, I take that back. It is 1 11/16 by 2 11/16. That's what that is. And then the DSP is 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. That's correct. I knew one of them was an odd measurement, but there we go. So we're going to stamp on this, and we're going to stamp on this, and I have my Memento ink and my stamps. I'll open that up, put that up there. I will move this out of the way. And I need to bring in, I'm going to bring in a piece of paper. This is just a piece of copy paper that went through the copier, but whenever it fed 2 through, so I just decided to put it off to the side because it's already been through there, and I didn't know if maybe it crinkled something. All right, so I need to stamp my bats. Make certain I've got them going in the right direction. All right. And then, let's see. I'm going to stamp some there. Need to make certain I get a little ink here. And we're going to stamp some there. Whoops. come down here. Stamp it there. And then we'll put a couple smaller ones up that way. So I think that looks pretty good. And then we need the word spooky. You could do spooky treats, but I just wanted the word spooky. There we go. Let me make sure I get all this ink off my fingers because I don't want to transfer it to my project. I think that's all the stamping. I'm going to fussy cut this out fairly quickly, I hope. So I usually start with this angle. I move the paper, not the scissors. I try to take my time on closing my scissors. It's the hardest thing trying to teach 3 to 5-year-olds how to use scissors. They always want to move their arms and their scissors, and they'll have the scissors pointing towards them, and it's like, how do you have any control? They did not. I had a daycare and a preschool. Cut this little bit off, make it a little bit easier to twist. While I was doing Stampin' Up, sometimes chaotic when I was getting ready for a party. I had a lot of people helping me, and so I had some workers. That would give me some time to steal away to cut things out, and I was there if they needed me, but I was paying them to watch the kids so that I could work on my other job. All right, so that's done. So that will match up there. Okay, now we're going to put this together, and I'm going to grab my silicone mat in case I come on. There's 2 there. Oops. And it is getting hung up. So let's see. Will that fit there? And can pick it up. Will that fit there? We need to trim them a little bit shorter. Oops, didn't mean to bend it. That one will work. And that one will work. Yes. All right. So we're going to do one at a time because I don't trust myself to try to put them both down. So I'm going to put glue up here. I don't want to put too much because there's cut marks in it, and the glue will squeeze out of those marks, and then the front of it will be tacky. So I'm trying to put it where there are no score marks or cut marks. There. But let me show you what I mean when I say cut mark. So like, see how that pulls apart there? That's a cut mark right there. And so you don't want to have the glue coming out of that. So I'm going to line this up at the bottom. Try to maneuver the top so you can't see it coming out the sides. Whoops. Need to scooch it down. There, like that. Okay, so it's covered at the bottom. I don't see it sticking out anywhere. That looks pretty good. So now I need to put it behind these windows. So right down here, I am clear from any of the lines. Here on the side, just a bit. Up here around the windows. Like that. And now I need to lay that down and line this up. Like that. Okay. Whoops. Squished right there. All right. Let that dry for a minute. So I'm just going to run just a little bit. I don't want to press too hard because if it's wet, it'll start tearing the paper. I love my glue erasers. Feels good now. All right, so there's a little bit of glue on the thing, so not too much. And I did take and put dimensionals to pop it up. So right now I'm going to set this over here to dry, and we're going to do our other layering. Okay, so I need to put glue on the back of our bat here. And layer to our, this is the, I think it is Sweet Treat DSP. They try to put the names close now, but before they did not. All right, so this is the box. I know there's my F. I know that's the front. So that's the back. So we're going to add this to the front. I can hardly wait to share all my other treat boxes with you. I have so many of them designed and already made, and then the pieces cut out to share with all of you. So looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to possibly doing like the 12 days of Christmas, which technically 12 days of Christmas is after Christmas, but I will probably pick some days to do some really cute Christmas projects, whether it be treat boxes or cards or tags. Okay, so there we go. That is that. This one looks like maybe a little crooked a bit. All right, so now then I need to put some dimensionals on the back of that. We're going to try to use some of these so we can finish them up. I'm going to put one right there because I want it to hold those on. I'll put one right there, and then we can put them in other places as well. My eyes are getting real dry. I'm going to have to get my eye drops. Under these hot lights, a lot of times it affects it. There we go. I think that's probably enough. I could maybe put some small ones. Here. With people with the treat boxes and things, I usually like play with them, open them, close them, that type of thing. And so I like to make certain I have plenty of dimensionals on there. So we're going to take these backs off. Sometimes I can do this trick and other times I cannot. Come on, I need that one more. There we go, got it. All right, so I want to line this up around the bottom of the green layer. Just a little bit of it showing. Sit down. Isn't that really cute? That looks like it has lights on, that the bats are flying out. It's really cute. All right, so we're gonna do our punching before we do anything else. So we're gonna lay all those tabs down. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a topper punch. I'll put it in the description below the video. I can't for the life of me remember what it is right now. So it's not going to be long enough to make it to where it needs to be just by pushing it in. So we're going to have to take these two, folding down the little tabs, and then we're going to have to kind of go over the area. So like this would be normally where you'd stop. We need to go down. Maybe I shouldn't have put that on there yet. And press it into place. So now then I need to get it centered. That looks pretty centered there. And I'm going to flip it over. Punch. And slide it out. And so there is our piece there. It's a little off, but I think I cut one of the edges a little thin. And then we're going to do the next one. It won't be as hard to get into this spot. I'll flip this over and see we're not quite in there. We've got to press it on in there. Like that. We're going to flip that over. Punch. All right, so now then, I'm going to grab something real quick. This is my little lint roller to pick all those little bits and pieces up. I can't get them all. And it's just that easy using a lint roller. Okay, so now it's time to put it together. We are going to put a piece, well, I'm going to use glue. I like glue better than I do the tear tape. I really like the tear tape, but when it comes to a box, glue really holds, so I like to use the glue. And I'm not putting too much, and I'm spreading it out. Not letting it like get to be a big glob. I'm going to lay that flat. And we're going to bring this edge over, and it should just line up. Line those score lines up. That score line goes there, and this one here. We want to hold that for a moment. Make certain it sticks before we move on. And there's the making of our box. So this is the back, side, front. Okay, so now it's time to do these little tabs. And what we're going to do is we're going to put, so here's the front. And this front one we're going to fold out of the way. Okay, so we're going to take and add glue to these little tabs here. Kind of like I did on that one tab. And by using glue, you get a chance to square your box up. So we're going to bring the back flap over these. And we want to make certain we square our box up. like that. And then we're going to add glue to that front tab that we pressed out of the way. Make certain our box is square. Bring that tab down. Looks pretty square. And then I'm going to take my glue and fold these down out of my way. I'm going to take my glue and just press those tabs into each other. Turn it still squared up, and it is. And then I'm going to take my candy, push it down in my box, fold these flaps over, and oh, I forgot to bend them like that. So you just want to, you don't want to like fold them back and burnish them. You just want to use your fingers and bend them back a little bit. So we're going to do that. Line this up. I have this little piece here. Now it may not work for me, but I've got the ends to a point on both of them. I'm going to put that through. Here. I got it folded. Put it together and then fold it in half. Use your ribbon scissors. And I trimmed those ends off. Almost too big for this to go through that hole. Just pull it through. And then pull that loop up. It's supposed to be in the front, but we're going to put it in the back this time because I'm not going to pull that back out. And then we'll take the scissors and trim them. These are my ribbon scissors, and I keep forgetting to use them. So there is my ribbon. And then we still need to put our sentiment on there. And it is called Spooky. I'm just going to add just a little bit of glue. Getting out of the camera. Just add a little bit of glue. I'll get used to this setup here, hopefully. I wonder if it's clogged, because it was working. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'll put my lid on. I grab this, and we're going to put it right up here. We're going to pinch that together and give it a chance to dry. And that is our Fruit by the Foot mini treat holder. Or you could use a Rice Krispie treat, or I'm thinking something else. Oh, the little fruit snacks. Oh, what else? You could put some Tootsie Rolls in there. Any loose candy you could put in there. Maybe a couple Laffy Taffies. So aren't they just adorable? And you could add other things to them if you want. But I felt like it was, it had enough embellishments. It's such a small box. You could put another house on the back if you wanted, but I just wanted it on one side. But she showed adding the SP to the back of it to dress that up just a bit. So there we go. I hope you'll give this little box a try because it was a lot of fun to make. And it's just the right size for a cute little treat. And check out my other ones. I've done a Peeps treat box, a Tic Tac treat box. Let me think. What else have I done? Oh, I did a candy popper, and yeah, I'll go ahead and show those right now. So let's see. This was week 1. So if you've missed them, you can go back and check them out. So I'm gonna stick these right here. This is the ones we just did. This is week 1, and I believe the spell book was week 2, and then this is a Russell Stover's Marshmallow Pumpkin, and this was week 3, and last week's was this. And you slide that off, open that up, and it's got marshmallow peeps in it, and one of them had a ghost peeps in it. Slide that back down in there, close that down, and then we can put this band back on. I made the second one a little bit looser than the first one, although I could get the first one back on because I took it off. And you could do this as a paper belly band if you wanted. I like this ribbon. It's really pretty. It's the same ribbon that I just used for that box. So I've been trying to use different colors and different cute little designs. Nothing scary. There you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this makes 5. So aren't they just cute? Adorable. And so I've already given one of these away for a team meeting. We went to a restaurant. I already gave one of those away. And so I don't know, I might see who I could give some of these away to, but it's been a lot of fun making them. And so I've been trying to do totally different. None of these are even close to being like. So I hope you'll check out that playlist that I have going on and those other videos. So this is week 5 of my countdown to Halloween. So hopefully that you'll catch the next one. And I want to thank you so much for joining me for this video of these treat boxes. And please give me a thumbs up for the video if you enjoyed this. And subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so that you'll be notified of the next video that I upload. And then if you do not want to miss out on anything, you can subscribe to my email list where I will send out notifications and videos that I've uploaded and information that I have to put out there to you. And hopefully once in a while I'll send you a PDF of a card or maybe a treat box or something for being one of my supporters and following me on my crafting journey. If you want to purchase any of the supplies that it takes to make any of these treat boxes, I would be more than happy for you to purchase from me if you do not already have a demonstrator. But I just love bringing you the projects. So, if you have a stash of crafting supplies, you can use those. But until next time, happy stamping.